Hello, everybody. Talking to a friend this evening and found it to be very illuminating for myself. She let me get some things out. It wasn't until I got them out that I gained some clarity. Another helpful thing was there's a lady on Facebook, YouTube. She goes by Queen Cup. If you haven't checked her out and you're into esoteric things, and she can be a good resource. Talking to that friend, I realized something. I was telling her how tired I was. I'm drained, tired. I had to process a lot of things. There were situations and stimuli in my outside world that brought up a lot of deep hurt and pain, things that need to be let go. Letting go isn't always easy, but realizing I needed to let them go. Recognizing why I've held on to them for so long. We are all both masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. So many of us women, we have had to take on a masculine role. We did not have the ability to be receptive. Being receptive wasn't safe. We've had to be very masculine in our energy and haven't been able to embody that deep femininity that we really desire to stand in. Things like single mothers who've had to be both mother and father, didn't have support systems in place, couldn't let ourselves depend on other people. I still struggle with that. To state a need and have it met, to trust people to meet those needs if I do state them. I understand where it comes from. Not an easy thing to let go of. Like I said, building an ultra independence has been about survival. I did have quite a bit of help in my life. Very grateful for the people that filled roles and helped me in a time that I deeply needed it. When I didn't even necessarily recognize that I had that need, they were there filling it. Last several years, I've had to really learn to understand that I could meet the need for myself, though. It was important for me to recognize my own strength. Like I said, I was so tired of being strong all the time. I got tired of people telling me how resilient and strong I was. But even though they told me, I would tell you that I was strong and resilient, but I don't think I really believed that about myself. I think I had to learn that about myself. I think it was very important for the next phase of my journey, whatever that may lead. Like I said, we all have that within ourselves, but there needs to be a healthy balance if we wish to be able to connect with others and to manifest the world we say we want. Like I said, letting go isn't an easy thing. Letting go of past hurt and past pain. I was watching a young man's live, and I call him a young man, I'm not sure how old he is. But I was watching his live, and there's clearly a lot of pain there, a lot of deep trauma and a lot of deep pain. He started off educating people and speaking out against injustices and the pain that his people and his community have endured for generations. He came under attack, very heavy attack. Now he spends so much of his time in defense all he can focus on is the attack. It has taken him so far into his trauma response. There are so many people that love him and are there supporting him, asking, how can we help? He can't even see or acknowledge those people. He can only see those coming at him in attack. He is so busy defending and spending so much energy. But those kind of people, you're not going to be able to sway those people. And your defense and your argument is not going to change them. The need to gather his allies to him so he can move forward on his path. It brought up so much pain in my own self just watching it. I stood where he is. I know what it means to feel under attack. I know what it means to be drowning and flailing in the emotions of deep trauma and deep pain. And sometimes when someone is in that much pain, you have to let them flail for a little while. Because if you don't, they will drown you and you trying to save them. Sometimes people have to get tired enough that they quit flailing. I recognized myself in him. Wasn't comfortable. I had to process through that. But it's helping me recognize the need to let go. I remember being in massage school and there was a gentleman in class. He was the same age as me, but I still called him Papa because he was just that nurturing, masculine presence in our class, you know. He was the Papa of the class. He had a way of being able to give you correction without damaging you. He could correct your behavior, your viewpoint, challenge it. And it was always done in love, and it never hurt. He taught me something. But I had a trigger in school, and I was not handling it well, and I couldn't let go of what had happened. And I remember he would tell me again and again, Melinda, you need to let go. And I'd say, I know. And one day he had to tell me, he said, no, you don't know. That shut me up for a minute. And I realized that maybe I didn't know. But when I experienced that feeling of letting go, I remember running up to him and telling him I was so proud of myself and so excited. Thought I've done it, I've let go. As if it was going to be a singular experience. He looked down at me in acknowledgement and he looked a little sad. I think he was a little sad for me because I think he realized that I didn't realize that I was going to have to do that again and again and again. But I did learn what it meant to let go. That can be very helpful. If you don't know that you're holding on to something, if you're not aware that you are holding on to something so tightly, whether it's an idea, a belief, a person, a situation, if you're unaware that you're holding on, you might not be aware that you might need to let go. Going through massage school, I loved massage school. One of the best experiences I ever had. But I would tell everybody about it. I talked about it at the job I had at the time. And I would tell everybody about the benefits of massage and why they should have one. So I convinced one of the girls in school to go have a massage. She came back, she said, I'm never doing that again. And I was like, why? What happened? You know? Thought she'd had some kind of traumatic, terrible experience. She began to tell me how she began to feel and she didn't like it. And I realized that what she was describing was the feeling of relaxation. It was the releasing of tension in her body and her emotions. She had held the tension in her body and in her mind and her emotions for so long, she did not recognize what it was to feel relaxed. And it scared her. It took her another year before she was willing to have a massage again. Sometimes we can hold things in, and it's not that we're aware of it. We've just done it so long out of necessity, survival, whatever other reason, that we don't recognize what it means to let go. I used to do the same thing. I used to clench my jaw caused me to grind my teeth and have all kind of pain patterns. And not only did I clench my jaw, I clenched my fists. I wasn't even aware of it. It was a chiropractor that brought it to my attention, and we were just simply talking about the dental issue of me grinding my teeth, and he said, you know where that comes from? So he taught me what it meant to relax my jaw and what it felt like when I did so. The more we worked on that, the more I was able to bring awareness to it, and so when the tension would build, I would feel it. I knew what it meant to feel relaxed. So I began to recognize the tension that when it would build, and I could use that awareness to relax my jaw, relax my fist, relax my back, relax my stomach. I did it again and again and again, and after a while I had more relaxation in my jaw than tension, and so when tension did arise, I was able to let it go. It still serves me today. Like I said, sometimes we're holding on to things because we don't know anything else. We don't have the awareness that allows us to let things go. These things come up, and awareness, like I said, it's a great gift. It allows us to choose. Just talking to that friend today helped me realize that all of those things that come up, it was beneficial to allow me to know that I was still holding on to them and that it was time to let them go. But I've let go of them before. I learned what it meant to feel like to let go. It makes it easier. I could feel the immediate relief and release in my body afterwards. The calmness and the clarity that came. Awareness is a beautiful gift. Our thoughts are that way when you hold on to things mentally. Sometimes we're holding on so close to the idea of all the things that we no longer want. For whatever reason. People, situations, things. We're mentally holding on, and we need to let them go and refocus. What is it that we wish to create? What is it that we're looking to build? What do we want that to feel like? And some of those things we can't do on our own. We're going to need other people. We have to be able to come into union with other people for those things to manifest. But we still need to be able to begin to focus on that. And not all the things that we need to let go of and the things that need to be laid to the side. But what is it we're wishing to manifest into our lives? To do that, we're going to have to let some things go. Some people and some things are not going to be able to go with us. Not if we wish to walk through that gate. We have to let them go. It's not an easy thing. For me, it's realizing I have to let go of the need to do everything on my own, to ask for help. That's probably going to be one of my biggest hurdles to ask for help, to even recognize the areas and where I need it. But talking to my friends today, pretty well illuminated those areas. All the things that have been making me tired. I'm tired because those are things I was never meant to carry. They were never mine to carry. And I've been carrying them for too long. For me, it's always a slippery slope. I have to be very careful. I am clairsentient and clairaudient and quite empathic, and so I pick up other people's pain. And sometimes I repeat a cycle of something I've already let go, because it was not mine to take on. It's one of those things that I've had to heal in myself as a healer. Have to constantly bring my self-awareness back to release those things, to transmute them, not to take them in, but to help another transmute that energy, not to take on it, not to own their pain and their suffering. And I felt myself doing that this weekend as I watched, like I said, watching this young man. and wanting to take on that pain so he didn't have to feel it, but that's not my role. It's not my role as an ally, as a friend, as a family member, as a healer. My role is to do that within myself and to hold space for another with that awareness so that they can transmute it for themselves. This has been a very powerful and illuminating weekend. I'm grateful for it. Did not start it off that way. But I'm so grateful to be able to move back into that space of gratitude and release. So looking at some of the things that need to go and look forward to the future. But I love you guys. We'll talk again soon.